Well, good morning everybody, and here we are on Kodak power today. I've got the BSA Super Rocket running and I've got it in first gear. And I've been trying a little experiment and I'm going to share it because I think it's probably been successful. And that is basically, I really didn't like the look and feel of this rear tyre in particular. Likewise, to a lesser degree, the front, although I'll be doing the same to that soon. But seeing as I've got the engine running and I can get the thing in the gear with the rear wheel raised off the deck of the bike lift, I've taken advantage of being able to spin the wheel, and I've got this little grinder here with what's called a linisher disc in it. And what I've been doing, well, basically, is this. And what it's done is it's broken through very, very shallow, the very shiny, slippery surface on the tyre. And the result has been a revelation actually, because it feels like a new grippy tyre. Now I'm not gonna, this is not a recommendation, okay, so don't come beating my door down and trying to lynch me or anything, you know, each to their own. And no doubt new tyres are better than old ones, even if the old ones haven't done anything in the 20 years they've been fitted to the wheel. But I've got to say that I'm now going to feel confident enough, once I've done the same to the front tyre, to go out and take a short ride on this machine and feel a lot more confident than I certainly would have done as it was when it felt like it had wax polish on it. But believe me, obviously you can't feel what I'm feeling here when I sort of run my hand and thumb over the threaded portion of the tyre, but it is actually, it feels as grippy as a new tyre, and that's just through breaking through that hard, shiny, oxidised surface. I bet I've only taken a few thou off the rubber. Now I'm not going to go trying to lay the machine on its side and see how fast it will go and how quickly I can get it around corners, but I just feel a little bit happier about taking it out for a careful and fairly gentle test run. I'll switch the engine off because I'm in a sort of catch-22 at the moment with this, because obviously we've come up against the crankshaft end float, which would appear to be, shall we say, a little excessive possibly, although the engine sounds nice and it's running nicely. But we've also got down there that matter of some oil being blown out the crankcase breather. Now what I've done there, I've stuffed a rag, wedged a rag in there with a screwdriver, because what I want to do is actually just do a few miles on it and then see what the situation's like after that, because it might be something that can be lived with. Depends on how the owner intends to use it and how far he wants to travel on it each time he goes out on it really, but I would wager that with a rag shoved in there you could probably go out for a 20 or 30 mile ride with no worries. If it turns out to be a complete heap of crap when I ride it, bearing in mind that the owner has also told me that he thinks there's gear selection problems on it, after my test ride that'll be time to give him some feedback and see whether he feels like he wants to spend money on new tyres, or whether he wants to leave it as it is and move it on, or whether he wants the engine pulled to bits, or whatever might crop up during and after the test ride will be discussed with him, and then we'll both know more about where we're going with it. But in the meantime I want to feel safer and a little more confident than I would have done with this, not only the rear tyre but the front tyre, feeling like it might offer some degree of grip, especially as it's winter. We had a hard frost last night. It's a nice day today. There will be salt on the roads, but I've had the conversation with the owner. It needs testing, and he's given me the nod to do that. So next up, what I'm going to do is let the clamp go on the front wheel, get the trolley jack under there so I can raise the front wheel, and hopefully perhaps the grinder itself might spin the front wheel for me as we go. But I just want to repeat what I did on the rear tyre, and I'll certainly feel a lot happier about going out on this machine. But I'll be togged up, I'll have my protective leather jacket on, I'll have my protective jeans on over my ordinary jeans, and my steel toe cap boots. Basically everything I've got, just in case I end up going on my ear. Perish the thought, and I hope I don't. But this thing's got to be tested, and I'll be waiting months for the weather to get any warmer, so looks like I'm just going to have to go for it.